Shameless fangirl post about Miss Rachel. My 2-year-old loves Miss Rachel. Don't come at me about screen time. I exist in the real world. She's wonderful, and she just, I mean, it's her vibes. It's not necessarily what she says, although what she says is amazing, but it's also like her vibes, right? It's just positive and uplifting. Just that reminder that big feelings are okay, that our kids need to hear, especially our boys in the Trump era. Let me show you some of the things she's posted just in the past week. So first of all, this image right here was from a while back. She was meeting with a little girl from Gaza who had tragically been one of the many who has lost limbs during the war. And she got flack for it. She got flack for meeting with a little girl who has been horrendously affected by war. Then I see that back in May when that happened, she posted a response. What people don't understand is that my career and reputation will never matter to me as much as standing up for kids. What people don't understand is that no amount of name calling or false accusations will stop me from standing up for kids. What people don't understand is that I will risk my career over and over to stand up for kids. What people don't understand is that's why I'm Miss Rachel. The kids brought me here. Okay? This is why people are saying she's the Mr. Rogers of our generation. Lest you forget, Mr. Rogers did not stay silent. He stood up before Congress to advocate for PBS, something that they are now trying to get rid of because they don't want kids educated. I mean, whatever excuses they make, they just don't want poor kids educated. That's the beginning and end of that. But then here's some other things that Miss Rachel has been posting in the past. So in response to President Obama's statement with the ceasefire, she says, "Dear President Obama, I saw in your statement you said Israeli families and the people of Gaza, quote, quote." And she corrects him, "Palestinians have families too." This kind of language contributes to the dehumanization. Dehumanization is part of what caused so many to stay silent as 20,000 children were killed in this genocide. I've sat with wonderful Palestinian families from Gaza. They look at their children just like we look at ours, with all the love and hope in the world. And like, I don't think she would bother to say something like this to Trump, but Obama is the kind of guy that, like, you can say this to him and he would listen. Like, he's gonna take this to heart. That's why she's bothering. But you can tell that it's just like her heart and soul and passion is in this type of post. This is, she's for the children. This is genuine. And then this week with the devastating news that Trump and his Secretary of Education, Dolores Umbridge, if you know, you know, are stripping special education employees and just gutting the SPED program in the Department of Education because of course they are. She says, "Why are we messing with special education, cutting programs that help kids in need get food and health care? How we treat our children will decide how well our society thrives in the future. Why aren't we taking the best care possible of every child, leaving our kids and grandkids the best world we can? Research shows investing in kids is the best investment you can make and serves us all." Heartbroken. I mean, I'm reading this in my voice, but like when I read this in my head, I read it in Miss Rachel's voice. And then this is just her social media activity on Threads in the past week to anyone who's autistic, because they were demonizing autistic people in the Trump administration. As my hero, Mr. Rogers, said, "I like you just the way you are." And then, "Please get help if you are struggling with your mental health. It's nothing to be ashamed of. You deserve to be well again. It's okay to not be okay. Big feelings are okay. It's okay to have big feelings." These are the things she says to children on her show. But like, this is obviously an adult audience. Like, this is a genuinely good person. That's why people call her the Mr. Rogers of our generation. He was a genuinely good person. Also want to point out that both Fred Rogers and Miss Rachel are Christians. And like, you don't see anything about God here, but you know where she stands. Mr. Rogers was a minister. After his passing, nobody took his words out of context. There was nothing to take out of context because everybody knew where he stood. He was a genuinely good person. He lived his faith to a secular audience without ever mentioning God, or at least without making God the center of his show. She does the same. You feel that just genuine human goodness. People will talk all sorts of shit about her, but you know, this is a good human. If your kids have screen time, and again, look, I exist in the real world. This is the kind of influence that our kids, especially our boys and the rise of Trump and the rise of toxic masculinity, this is the influence that our kids need. And I'm here for it. People will say, like, oh, just do this, don't get into politics. No, that's not how it works. If you have a platform, it is your responsibility to use it. With great power comes great responsibility, like Spider-Man said, right? Like, she's living that, and good for her. She's speaking out. Good for her. This is a good human. Protect her at all costs.